I started with one chapter from my science fiction novel Jumpbox. Then I tried to turn it into a film with AI. Some shots looked astonishing. Some were complete nonsense. This is what actually worked, what broke, and what workflow I would use if I started again tomorrow. My name's Ikel O'Hara, and boy, am I glad to be a nerdy novelist. By the end of this video, you will know how to choose a scene AI video can handle, translate prose into production instructions. That's right, those two things rhyme. Keep characters and worlds from drifting, and read a failed generation as useful information because it has secrets instead of wasted money. You will not be wasting money. You will be smarter by the end of this video. The original mistake was treating prose like a production format. The workflow that survived was prose, beats, shots, visual Bible, prompts, clips, and then right at the end is the edit. Every step removes one of those ambiguities that, I don't know if you know this, but sometimes AI likes to hallucinate. It is completely a lot better. I've been working with things like GPT 5.6 and Fable 5, and it has really gone to the next level as far as hallucinations and stuff like that. But ambiguity is not any large language model's friend. So these steps will cut out all of that before the model invents any kind of answers. Because sometimes if it doesn't know, it just makes it up. And that's why it happens. Now, Enoch gave me the proof, the cleanest, earliest proof. His objective was simple. Leave the soldiers, cross the field, and touch the circle of Rayleigh. The sequence worked because it had a strong silhouette, readable geography, and one unmistakable destination, the circle of Rayleigh. The model followed the clearest idea. You have to give it an incredibly clear idea of what it's doing, and you will not waste as many credits if you do. Anara's chase was more ambitious. Soldiers, forest, blast, jump box, cliff, and a portal, all moving. Everything was moving at the same time. The finished sequence was energy, but motion is not the same as clarity. The fix was blocking the geography, keeping the destination visible, and splitting overloaded action into separate beats. That overloaded action into separate beats thing is so important. Sometimes you just want her running in a straight line. Sometimes you want her running in a straight line and then hitting somebody in the face. But if you have all of those things in the same beat, it might get a little bit confused. So splitting overloaded action into separate beats is an essential need for any kind of filmmaking that you are going to be doing, whether it's with AI or not. I'm telling you, you need to understand your visuals and understand how to break it up into smaller bites. Characters drift, costumes change, props mutate, people ran without readable cause. The camera found beautiful angles that told the wrong kind of story. Pretty chaos is still chaos, but every failure was a production note, a moment for you to find out really what you were doing. I mean, that head is whipping around and everything, absolute chaos. But it just goes to show you that if you embrace the chaos, right, then you might get more chaos, especially when you are working with artificial intelligence. But if you use this opportunity to make a better production note in the moment, you will get much better outputs from these video models. Let's talk about character drift and any other drift that you might have. Let's just say character drift is probably because your references, your character sheets, your location, something like that is weak. Confusing movement means that you're blocking. If you see something weird, it means your blocking is probably weak. You haven't spent enough time understanding the place you're in and how to move your character around. An overloaded clip means that the beat needs to probably be split up into multiple beats, because it isn't one beat. It is probably too much stuff jammed into one moment. And you need to make sure that you split that thing up so that if it comes back weird, you'll know that you just jammed too much into that moment. The missing destination, that's the biggest problem. What if you have a missing destination? The shot doesn't have any visual way to anchor itself, and it just turns into a bunch of hooey, a bunch of messed up stuff. Ask what information that the failure is giving you. Meaning, I want you to interpret when it fails. I want you to have the ability to say, hey, it's failing because of this. It's failing because of that. It's failing because I decided I didn't want to tell you exactly where this thing takes place after the big chase at the end. What does it look like? It's all there. You just have to interpret it. Start with prose, reduce to a visible beat, and then turn each one of those beats into a shot with one purpose, one action, and a clear end frame. Build the visual Bible before the motion. Write prompts from the shot. Generate one clip at a time. Then that's when you edit, which is, I know it seems simple, but it's very important, because that is exactly when you edit. The story enters first. The edit leaves last. Okay? The story that's why it's important that you understand story. The edit is the last thing you do at the very end. It's the last moment you can touch that story in a profound way. So both of those things are incredibly important, but the most important is that you have your story down. I would storyboard early. Lock in very few really strong references. I want you to test the continuity problem before you generate the easy shots. And that's a good moment to use a pre-visualization or some type of lighter model to take care of that. And that's the moment that you decide what each sequence is before you spend one single credit. Across this series, we have moved from the state of AI video to production scripts, to short films, to visual Bibles, to comic book pages, trailers, and pre-visualizations. And AI didn't make the story. You did. You made the story. You are that person. The story made the film possible, but keeping the author in the center of this entire thing is all we want to do. As a matter of fact, it's a perfect opportunity for you to click the link below to the Story Hacker community. If you join that community, we will help you learn how to use artificial intelligence without the slop. I am telling you, it is for real. And so many really talented people in there willing to share and help you learn how to write a book, how to adapt deliberately to this new paradigm that we called AI and creativity. Writing, making novels, making marketing material, all of that. Use the machine to express the story that you already own. Again, my name is Ikello Herod, and I am sure glad to be a nerdy novelist. And have a good day.